Hey, what's up, slime people? I am back and more mediocre than ever with some new comic reviews. Specifically the ones I picked up this week. This is a weekly comic pull, and of course it's brought to you by my own comic book, Red Knight, which is available at manospublishing.com. You can get it in print and digital. So, hey, let's get going. This week I picked up 3 Marvel books and 1 IDW. I picked up Daredevil, number 25, Champions, number 3, Miles Morales Spider-Man, number 21, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Jennika Jennika II, I should say. This is issue 2. Oh, okay, so I wasn't so wrong. Alright, let's get started with Daredevil, number 25, and this is by Team Supreme, Chip Zdarsky, and Mark Cicchetto. So, hey, Matt Murdock went to prison for manslaughter, it looks like for 2 years, in his Daredevil mask. This is a pretty good state where you can go as your secret identity to jail. So, hey, Elektra pays a visit. We get a little flashback at the beginning. Actually, this looks like it takes place within Frank Miller's Man Without Fear miniseries. It actually specifically mentions something that happened in that series, which is a really cool scene. And then we flash to the sequence going on with Stick, and then to the present, where she sneaks into prison to talk to Matt. And he's like, I'm not going with you. I'm staying here. And they have this conversation about what she's doing. She recently used the money she stole from the Stormwinds to purchase large quantities of Hell's Kitchen so the Stormwinds couldn't just ravage through the place. And essentially protecting it in his absence, in case he's gone for all this time. And, he's asking, why you did that. And, it's kind of obvious. She owes her life to him. They have a huge, intense bond, no matter what has happened, no matter their differences. They're always bonded in that way. So, yeah, she goes about and thinks what she might be doing with Hell's Kitchen. She runs across this old woman who is now homeless and just ran into some bad luck and is now on the streets. That prompts her to do a thing, and I'm not going to really say what, because this made my jaw drop when I saw it. Absolutely fantastic. It's an Elektra-centric issue, really good. Never been the biggest fan of Elektra, but good God, Chip really knocks it out with this one. I love it. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. This is still the best superhero comic from Marvel or DC. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I'm not reading DC, but it's great. So go check it out. Now, let's jump over to Champions number 3, and they're dealing with their outlawed, I don't know if you want to call it an event. It doesn't really feel like an event anymore. It's just kind of the status quo in this. It's marketed that way. Oh, I should say it's written by Eve Ewing, and Bob Quinn is doing the art, and Bob Quinn's art is gorgeous on this book. I've never seen him before, and he is just like nailing this stuff. All right, first off, Bombshell gives this plea to the media from the Cradle prison, and she's going, you know what, we were doing terrible things, we shouldn't be out on the streets, and it's a good thing that they've taken us and are reforming us. And she starts crying. Really doesn't seem all that sincere. It feels kind of coerced, and it sure was. By the way, the New Warriors are kind of sucking in this story arc. I'm not really happy with them. And I get that they feel guilty about the Civil War event that they kind of caused through their own incompetence, but they're projecting that guilt, it seems, onto like the next generation. So, in jail at the cafe, let's see, a few heroes, including like Wasp, Nadia's here, Bombshell, and a couple others, start getting into like conversation, like, this is terrible. We got to get out of here, and they start a riot. By the way, this Cradle comes right there. I mean, they are guarding these people much more than I've seen supervillains guard in their prisons. They're intense, and this is awful. By the way, I can't wait till we get to the point where our heroes start kicking the shit out of these guys, because I hate what they're doing to these people. Meanwhile, we cut over to Vision, who is alive and disguised as a human. She runs across this old woman, helps her out, and then they have kind of a conversation about growing up, family, and being kind of like not really accepted for who you are, and kind of like finding out, growing up and such like that. And really does seem like she is having some guilty feelings about what she's done. Then we cut back to our main heroes, or four main heroes, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, Nova, and Ironheart, and they are being chased around all over town by these Credo guys. They're just on their asses until they finally take a stand, and they're saved by none other than Cyclops, who comes in like a boss in this one. Don't forget, he was this is a long story. This is the comic book bullshit stuff. He was a teenager for a while, and kind of split off from the X-Men and kind of joined up with the Champions, and kind of became a founding member of that group, which is kind of hilarious. And then went back in time and grew up, and it's comic books. But he's never forgot that, which is fantastic, and he rules in this, coming to save the day. Great stuff. I'm digging this stuff. 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. Now we jump over to Miles Morales Spider-Man, and this is the end of his story arc that's been going on. What do you call this? The Ultimatum saga. And Saladin Ahmed and Marcello Ferreira is doing the art. And you know what? Okay, everybody on the cover, this is pretty representative of what's going on. Everybody is fighting Ultimatum. Ultimatum has created this army of goblin-like monsters out of random people in the streets. So they're trying the hardest not to kill these people or do real harm to them. So I'm not going to really give too much away. There is a sacrifice to save everybody. And see, the art, by the way, is just really nicely done. I like this quite a bit. The art in this series has been, stellar all throughout. I'm not going to really give away what happens, but it leads to a pretty emotional ending for what was kind of a standard issue conclusion to this story arc. So it's very nicely handled. I'm curious to see where that's going to go. Really dug this. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Ram Chips. Nice stuff. Now, let's go back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Jennika II, issue 2. And this is from Bram, excuse me if I mispronounced that, Bram Rebel, and written and drawn by Rebel. Now, this is a pretty interesting situation because there are some mutants that are mutating further into monsters, which is dangerous to all the inhabitants of Mutant Town, but also that's politically bad because if the rest of the world sees this, then they're just gonna clamp down even further and make their lives even worse. So Jen is doing her best, to help these monsters, help prevent them from doing damage and hurting people, and also not getting seen by the rest of the world. Good lord, that's a lot to be putting on her. She's, after all, a teenage mutant ninja turtle. So, really good action sequence where she tries to hold up a building pillar. I'm not too sure how strong Ninja Turtles are, but that's got to be a strain on her. So, the art is really cool. There's a lot of I don't know if this is I don't think this is watercolor, but it does have some watercolor look to it. Some really nice light coloring, and then it gets into darker stuff. When we go down underground, it goes all Mike Mignola on us. But that's really, it almost does become a Hellboy comic in the second half of this book, where they go and try and figure out the mystery of what's going on. I really dug this quite a bit. and I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Ram chips. Nice miniseries. Right now, I don't think you can do wrong with Ninja Turtles, the regular series, the miniseries, The Last Ronin, and this. Everything's really good right now. It's a good time to be a Ninja Turtle fan. So, hey, did you pick up these books? Did you like them? Do you agree or disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below, because that stuff helps my algorithms somehow. I don't know. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment below, and if you didn't, let me know what comics you read this week. Is there anything I should be reading? Maybe I'm missing something really cool. And don't forget, you can find me at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can support the Real Manos and all my professionalism at $1 a month over Patreon, not to mention supporting Manos Publishing, where you can find Red Knight in print and digital. So, hey, that's it right now, so push the button, let's see.